Hi friends, welcome back to Give It a Go Garden. This is the channel where I take you along on my gardening adventures. Some successful, some not so much, but we're always just giving it a go. And so in today's episode, I'm going to take you around as I water the garden and kind of just show you kind of the steps and the process that I take every day. And this is selfishly because Brad and I will be going on vacation soon, and my dad has offered to water the plants while we're gone. Thank you, Dad. And so this video is for him, so he knows how to water my plants. Please don't kill my plants, Dad. But also thank you. So I'll take you around, show you kind of my routine, and we'll give it a go. Okay friends, watering take two. When we tried to water the other day, it immediately started to pour, so no need, but I'll take you around today. So for Christmas, Brad was able to get me this really awesome hose. It is able to move around and I'm able to pull it out really simple. So it's made watering a lot easier. And then I also use just the watering can for anything that needs to be just a little bit more delicate. Turn on. So one thing I did want to just call out is a lot of private gardens and established gardens and just really big gardens typically use drip irrigation to water. So that's when there's a hose that's directly connected to the water source, and then there's tubes running in the garden bed that have holes or emitters that allow water to go directly to the root ball. You can time it, just turn it on and leave it, set it and forget it. We're not there yet. I don't have that set up. We're not set up for any sort of drip irrigation. So I hand water everything. It's something that maybe in the future we'll do, but not right now. I'm still like, I would say a high beginner and not ready for infrastructure changes quite yet. So the first thing I do, which you just saw, is I water that front bed. I have a lot of seedlings, so I use the mist setting. Right now you can see that I've changed the setting to a bit more of a spray, just to make sure that I'm getting that corner hosta. Since filming this video, I've actually changed this garden bed, so it now requires watering it with the watering can. Dad, I can give you step-by-step instructions if you need it. The gardening can is super easy to fill up. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I fill it up to, about that. Now, Nico will be coming with us when we go on holidays, so he won't be a part of the watering adventure when we're gone, but I mean, shout out to my planter boxes. They are just crushing it. It must be the water. But I'll be curious if the creeping Jenny grows to the top step while we're gone. Once the front stoop planter boxes are watered, I scoot over to our shade planter box. You can see I again use the watering can, mostly because the hose won't reach it, and the flowers are a bit delicate, but I make sure that they just get a good drink, and yeah, just make sure the soil is really saturated. This hose is so easy to work with. Just a quick tug and it scoots back in, even if it kind of spooks Nico a bit. Front complete. Now we do the back. So we switch this. Clearly you can see there's a little, knot in the hose. It gets caught a little bit, but really still easy to work with. And I pulled the hose to the absolute back corner of the garden. I kind of start and work my way backwards. Once again, I start off by using the mist setting first, just giving all the flowers a good drink. But then I go in and I change the setting to a bit more of a steady stream, and I directly water the hydrangea. Hydrangeas need a ton of water, so I usually sit here for a little bit. And while I do that, I take the rose petals that have fallen and take them out of the garden. Not necessary to do, but passes the time. If you've been following my other videos, you know I've been battling spider mites in the garden. So I'm not actually watering my lilac bushes, I'm just rinsing the plant leaves. Spider mites like it hot and dry, so by giving the leaves a soak, it just makes it an environment they don't like. Then I go in and I water the middle bed. Do we think the geraniums are still alive? To be determined. And then I go and I water the other lilac. The leaves, not the actual bush itself. Let me know in the comments if you've had success getting rid of spider mites by rinsing the leaves. I'm still determining if it's been successful. Now, my camera skills were a bit lacking here. This is the only angle I got of me watering the front garden bed, which includes the 3 roses. But you can see that I go in and I give the roses a good drink, spending a little bit of time at each plant. You can't actually see it, but that is what I'm doing. Next up is my other hydrangea, and oh, they are thirsty. So, like I said, hydrangeas need so much water, so don't be afraid to just stand there and give them a good drink. Next up, we have our swan planters, and look how cute they are. I'm again using the misting spray. They don't need a lot of water, just something to get them a bit wet. We then move to the side garden, and look at those camera skills. I didn't get my camera wet at all. I'm noticing here as well, I seem to shake the watering hose, which I think that's a technical approach if I'm being honest. But again, just giving all the plants a good soak, making sure everything gets wet. And then we move over to our planter area. Now, once these planters have been rained on, just making sure that I'm getting each one individually, we go back and we refill up our gardening can. There are a number of delicate flowers here, and also I don't want to get all of our couches and chairs wet with the hose, so I use the watering can instead of the hose here. There's a number of planters, but I'm just showing this one because, well, it's pretty boring, and I mean, you get the idea. Water in planters. That's it. Now this one's a bit tricky because it's right on the edge, so just be careful if ever you are watering it. Any extra water I use to use it all up, and we're good. Turn off. Okay. Now, this hose recoil was definitely not as satisfying as it was in the first. You can see there's a knot in the hose that I choose to untangle with my foot, which, you know, shockingly does not work. But it's a pretty forgiving hose. You can see it's getting caught on things, and I just have to be a little bit mindful. But it eventually does go back into its home, all nice and tucked away, ready for tomorrow. So that is what I do every single day. I try and water the plants every morning. In the evening, I'll take a look and see if they need any additional water. But it's kind of as needed basis. So I hope that this was helpful for you to see how I water. I hope it's helpful for my dad. Thank you again for coming. Please use this as a reference. So if you're not already, I hope you like and subscribe. There's gonna be lots more content coming your way. But in any event, I just hope that this encourages you to just get out there and give it a go. Okay, bye friends. See you in the next one.